It was standing room only in the planning and zoning meeting held in Camden County this past Wednesday. Citizens flooded into the room to hear what the planning and zoning was going to do over the rezoning case of Lazy Gators, a summertime hotspot at the Lake of the Ozarks. As soon as the meeting was called to order, Mark Dunn, representing the residents of Village of Four Seasons, took the floor.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman, a procedural point of order. We filed an appeal, the residents filed an appeal to the Camden County Board of Adjustment today for a hearing, and the planning administrator has it. And under the code,
Mr. Harvey?
It's my understanding that the appeal was filed at 4:25, approximately 5 minutes before the office closed.
yeah, let the record reflect that at the village meeting Monday night, Presiding Commissioner Hasty promised the residents on Tuesday morning they had asked for an extension, a continuance of this date, given all the issues in this case that he wasn't aware of or allegedly knew. And he assured publicly that he would let the residents know Tuesday whether this would be extended or not. And he promised he would take my call on Tuesday and let me know. I called him on Tuesday. He did not take my call. He did not return my call. And so we frantically put this together and filed this day on the way down here as quickly as possible. So the delay is not because of the residents' delay, because of the county. It is illegal, unconscionable that you would not stay this proceeding and follow your own code. There's sovereign immunity for governmental action for the benefit of all. But when you throw all the residents under the bus and follow governmental action for the benefit of one, there's no sovereign immunity. And I'm telling you right now that this blatant disregard of the law is outright unconscionable. And the residents are not going to stand for another blatant disregard of this code. When they file a valid Board of Adjustment appeal, there is no certification under the code. You have no right to have this hearing.
Mr. Dunn, under advice of legal counsel who is present right now, right here in this hearing room, advising us to continue, we will continue. So if you would be so good as to take your seat.
After Planning and Zoning's legal counsel said the meeting was legal to continue, legal counsel for the Pruitts took to the microphone.
Approval of these cases will, from the applicant's perspective, go a long way to resolving the disputes that have been lingering on this property. So we think it would be a real positive step forward to have these two cases approved, and we think that there'd be hopefully some resolution of some of the disputes after that. You already heard the staff report read to you, so I won't belabor that too much, but it's a rezoning to B2 with a conditional use permit. Some of those conditions that I would highlight to you are the limited hours for the outdoor entertainment, which are less than nearby facilities that have similar uses. Sound abatement, some that will go up almost immediately around some existing equipment, some additional sound abatement that will go up within the next year or so, depending on how that design and approval process goes. And they're going to participate through the normal permitting process to get all those designs for the sound abatement, for the new structures approved, make sure everything is in compliance. So they worked with the staff to come up with this list of conditions, and they're happy to satisfy all of them. And we think in light of those conditions, it makes this case ready for approval.
Andy Pruitt took to the microphone to echo some of the residents' voices and adoption of new zoning.
I want to thank all of the people that are here tonight supporting the Lazy Gators rezoning effort. And I can tell that there are a lot of us by the I Support Lazy Gators stickers that I can see in the crowd. I'm going to spare us the count off that has usually been a part of these meetings in the past. I'm going to try and save some time because I'm sure it will be a long evening. I also want to thank the Commission and the Planning and Zoning Administrator for their time this evening and the amount of time that they have spent getting us to this point.
The floor was then open to the public to voice their comments.
I have assisted every commercial development in that code. I was here when Frank Bachelier built the barge. I was here when Bruce Elliott and John Elliott built Gregory's. I was here when Ted Ave Lamont put his restaurant in. I was here when Bill Long put his restaurant in. This piece of property that sets out on the point, it is an anomaly. There's no reason for it to be R1. As far back as 1975, that property was used by Charlie Landau as a commercial venture. Now, it wasn't a very pretty commercial venture, but it was a floating, I think they called it a floating massage parlor. That's where he parked it. It was commercial from 1973 all the way through to when Carl Plackey had it. And when Carl Plackey had it, he used it for commercial purposes with respect to his car dealerships. So to sit here and say it's R1, to me, seems to be a huge anomaly. It sits out there by itself. There's no other R1 out there. It's all surrounded by commercial development. As a result of that, this property needs to be rezoned. That's all I've got.
I'd like you to know that not all the people in the village are against Shady Gators or Lazy Gators Point being zoned or being rezoned. I contacted roughly 50 people I know in the last day and a half and got 45 responses, all in favor of it.
You can't grant an application that if everything goes as planned would still be illegal, and this one would, and I'll tell you why. We've heard the term satellite parking mentioned a number of times, but it's defined in the ordinance. And it's defined as off-site parking located within 400 feet. There isn't adequate parking for the type of volume that this property has got. You haven't had a study done by your staff, or at least I haven't heard anything about it, that speaks to the issue of how the parking compliance is going to be achieved. The notion that there could be an application and there could be a variance granted doesn't cut it in this instance, because there's nothing in the Board of Adjustments authority that says it can vary that.
After about 2 hours of public comments, the meeting was closed and will be under review till next month's meeting, where it is likely